Hi, I'm Tom King, and in this video, we're going to talk about how to organize your service company to launch or relaunch, and we're going to talk about it right now. So you decided to start or relaunch your service company. You chose a name, you've got a killer logo, the best color for your industry, and you know what your uniforms, your trucks, and your online presence is going to look like. Now we need to get some physical things in order so you can run things smoothly and begin to build the business of your dreams. Talk about 3 areas that I think you need to begin to focus on. 1, handling money. 2, booking jobs. And building a following and maintaining that following. So the obvious reason to start this business is to make some money. So let's set things up so you can do that. The number 1 thing, handling money. First, you need to open some bank accounts. You should never run your company and personal finances together in the same bank account, even when this is still a side hustle for you. 3 accounts that you're going to need to set up, and we set up for every company that we start or buy, is 1, a main checking account. This is where you'll pay all your bills and be the main account most of your money moves through. Then you need a main savings account. This is where you move your sales tax payments as they come in and your quarterly estimated tax payments. We like to have 2 savings accounts, 1 for each of those, but 1 will get you started. A second checking account for your merchant services. This is where all your credit card payments will be deposited to. Now, I know there are many OGs out there that will tell you that's nonsense, but let me suggest, beginning with the end in mind. Are you planning on being small forever? Do you want to grow? Don't you? Then set up a merchant service account immediately so you can collect credit card payments. I think this is where many guys go wrong. They start to think, I'll just get checks in cash and I can open accounts at every bank in town and cash the checks, so there'll be no record of what I'm making. I will agree. I hate taxes just like the next guy. I pay an enormous amount. The financial system is getting more connected. And why not spend your time trying to grow your business rather than trying to cheat the government? This item right here comes down to character. This is especially important if you plan on having some employees. They're going to figure out what you're doing. You're modeling for them. Do you think they might start selling work on the side, stealing from you? Doing an extra service for half price for cash is going to kill you if they start doing this. And this is going to come back to bite you. Set yourself up to operate above reproach. Then after you decide to do that and you open up your accounts, find yourself a good accountant. I want to tell you, not every accountant is a good match for a service business. Interview several and ask them what type of companies they're working with. I'm not looking for a company name or just the industries that they're involved in. I also don't want them working with any of my large competitors. You know, the old saying, loose lips sink ships. What they might think is an innocent comment could give your competition an advantage. I usually agree upon an annual charge, which comes out to be a monthly payment. Your first year, you might not need to do anything but some end-of-year taxes. But as things grow, so will this expense. And believe me, it's worth it. You should also find out what accounting software the accountant is using. My personal choice is, and if they can't do it, is QuickBooks. I like that, and I find it easier for myself to work with. I've bought companies with more powerful software, and most of the time it's overkill for what we're going to do. You also need to use a payroll service. My boys had a mowing business in high school and college, and I had always done my personal taxes. So I thought I can handle these payroll taxes and quarterly payments myself. Well, after the second year and a massive fine, one that I personally paid because it wasn't the boys' fault, I hired a payroll service, and we've never looked back, nor have we had any issues. I like a national company like ADP or Paychex, and I know some accountants like to do this and offer this service, but the one question I've asked to them, and the answer has always been no, is if someone makes a mistake, who's going to pay the fine? My national company does that, and it's in my contract. So now you've got your banking set up. Let's start booking some jobs. You're going to start to collect and contact and interact with customers. And this is going to be, for many people, the first exposure they have to you live. You did a great job on your name, your logo colors, and online presence. Now you have to start talking to these people. You really have 5 items to develop, and they take some thought. Handling the phones, the service area, your hours of operation, your service menu, and a customer records management system, handling your phones. Many people will say, just use your cell phone. And we did that in the beginning, and it was a big mistake for us. One, the number we had was hard to remember. You couldn't see it on the truck. And when it was time to get a professional phone system, we had to change the number because the cell number couldn't be ported to a landline. Now, things have changed in the last decade. So here's what I would do today if I was starting out. I would contact a company that provides VoIP, phone services and systems. If you're not familiar with VoIP, VoIP stands for Voice over Internet Provider. A VoIP system is going to cost you about $50 to $100 per month. Several services have only systems you can use online, and some of them have hardware you can install in your home. I would go in the beginning with an online service. And the thing is this is going to do is it's going to give you parity with a Fortune 500 companies. And I would also recommend that you set up a professional voice recording for missed calls. We use a company called voices.com, and for a few dollars, you can have someone record your phone messages. You can set your budget, and multiple people will submit samples of what they can do with your script, and then you can choose the one that best suits you and that you like. So now we've got our phones. We need a service area. How far are you going to work, and how far are you going to drive? In the beginning, it's tempting to go anywhere at any time. Don't do that. We're going to talk in the next video about marketing, and good marketing should help narrow your service area. We think anything in our metro area past 45 minutes is too far, and we don't like to go more than 30 minutes if possible. I'd also get a map and go old school on this one. Draw a circle 10 miles out from your location and see what you have. In a metro area of 500,000 to 1 million people, you should have a good target area. More densely populated areas of 2 to 5 million, your circle might be smaller. We'll talk a little more about this in the marketing video. You need to make sure your 10-mile radius gets you targeting the wealthiest people. If you live out of your service area and you're starting out of your home, you may have to pick a point more central to your target area to draw your 10-mile radius. You got to draw this line and don't violate it, no matter how tempting. We did this in the beginning and developed some nice clients almost an hour away. When we grew and more trucks came and the volume popped up, running out to those locations became a problem. We would have days with 3 jobs in the area and the route looked perfect. And then guess what happened? The middle job in the day canceled. And we had a truck 1 hour away, making no money for 3 hours because that last job of the day wasn't able to move up in the day. So this became unprofitable for us, and we learned from our mistakes. Now we have a service area and an extended service area in which we charge for travel and the potential issues. We do have clients that still bring us out and pay the fee because we deliver amazing service. Again, all of this stuff that we're talking about really matters, but the bottom line is you have to deliver great service. Know your craft. So you need to set some hours of operation. When are you going to work? How much are you going to charge? I saw a truck the other day that said 24/7. Really? In the beginning, you'll do some things to get work, pay the bills. That's true. But you need to look like a national company. And most national companies have regular business hours, and you should too. If you're married, talk with your spouse about what seems realistic. I've seen several guys lose their marriages because they didn't take care of the home front. What good does it do if you're trying to provide more money for your family, but you lose your marriage in building your company? When you're starting out, and this is potentially your side hustle, you probably will work some hours outside of what you will in a few months or maybe a couple of years. You and your family need to agree on what's going to happen. You're going to have to sacrifice to get your dream, and no one's going to hand it to you. Everyone in the business doesn't get a ribbon like in middle school. And just like football in the backyard, winners celebrate and losers walk. When I was starting out and beginning our first service company and still had a full-time job, I wanted to start a night crew. I personally worked my day job and 4 nights a week for 6 months, cleaning carpets to build the route so I could put someone in it. We worked Monday to Thursday, 2 shifts. We have never, except in rare occasions, worked on Saturdays or Sundays. I know people are going to ask for Friday night commercial work. And when they do, I just tell them the truth. Our employees want to be with their families, having pizza with friends, or going to a ball game. And then I say, I can't keep the top quality people that you're going to want on your job by asking that of them. And then I ask immediately, what evening, Monday through Thursday, would you like us to come? I've not lost a job yet. And most times the person responsible appreciates it because they don't want to be there either. This works in retail also, and we've done it with our business there. Our furniture store is closed every Sunday and Monday so our sales team can have a 2-day weekend. We close on every major holiday, including 4 days at Thanksgiving. And guess what? That store that was doing a few $100,000 revenue just a few short years ago when we bought it is now doing millions. Our customers love us for it because the first group of people I'm concerned about is our employees, then our customers, and then our family. So you need to develop, after you've decided on your hours, a service menu. What services will you offer? And how much will you charge? Decide what services you are going to do and stick to it. You're not a handyman, unless, of course, you are a handyman. Decide what type of plumber you're going to be, electrician, and carpet cleaner. We own a carpet cleaning company. We perform 5 main services: carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile cleaning, hardwood cleaning, and area rugs. That's it. We don't mow lawns, clean gutters, paint, pick up dog poo, clean the pool. We clean carpets. I've actually seen service trucks in our area with 15 to 20 services listed on the van. That is absolutely crazy. When I started, some of the best advice I got from a local service company, not in my industry, was have one book, meaning one price list for everyone. The biggest way to burn bridges with clients is for them to find out you're charging everyone differently. You know, people in a certain part of town with a little bit more cash pay a little bit more, and the normal people, they get your regular price. You also need to get your service menu in print if possible. It might be a program you use to generate your price or a simple laminated menu. Make sure your clients know you're not making up the cost on the spot. One of the things in carpet cleaning about price is, and the big debate in the industry is, do you charge by the area or square foot? You'd think it's a spiritual calling to hear the debate among people in the industry forums. The truth is, the largest carpet cleaning company in America charges by the area, and large numbers of owner-operators and independent companies charge by the square foot. Here's how I think it plays out and for the choice that you're going to have to make. If you plan to have a team, meaning customer service reps on the phone and be multi-truck with multiple techs in the field, then charging by the area is way simpler. It's also something that you can market and makes it easy for your clients to understand and how you're charging. And I also know there are a few large companies out there that charge by the square foot, but this system is subjective, and you're constantly negotiating what you are measuring. It takes a well-trained team to do this well on a large scale. I have friends that are owner-operators, and they do get more for their cleaning services, but the truth is they're also great salespeople. And they're on every job, in every house, with every client. You need to begin with the end in mind. There are pros and cons to both. Choose one and stick with it. How do you want your company to grow? It's up to you. 3, you need a customer records management system, or CRM for short. CRMs in the service arena are often industry specific. There are several companies providing this type of program for carpet cleaning. I think it comes down to you get what you pay for. Here's what I want a CRM to do. I want it to run my service truck schedule, send email confirmations for appointments, let me track follow-up marketing so I can send reminders for repeat business. We'll talk about that in the next video. I want it to integrate with an accounting software, most likely QuickBooks. I want it to give me a financial view of how I'm doing this week, this month, and a history on client spending. And then I want to integrate or output Excel files to my email marketing system. And this is often where your company value is when you want to sell your company in the future. When I purchased our retail store, the owner had been in business since 1981. He had no good list, not one good Excel file. I asked about emails, and he told me, people don't want to give them to you. That was in 2014. Well, today we have a list of just under 4,000 names. And let me interject. If you've had your business for 20 to 30 years and you want to tell me I have a list of 10,000 names, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, what's the count for the last 3 years? That's the realistic number a new owner can market to and have some chance of keeping the customer. I think the number you would be looking for on a single truck would be around 2,200 contacts in the last 3 years. And for, 2 trucks, 44, and 2.5 trucks, about 5,200. Your list is kind of like your 401k for your business. You're making a deposit daily for your future. Not only do you need to build this list, you need to do something with it. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. How to market your company and launch or relaunch your service business. Check out the links below where you can download your free budgeting checklist. I hope you found this helpful in starting your service company. If you've got any questions or thoughts, leave them in the comments below. And if you like the content, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video as we think service.